What is going on, guys? Merc here, and today I am bringing you a tutorial on how to edit Pokemon battle videos like a pro. So on this, we're going to be using Camtasia Studio, and in my opinion, it's the best thing. And here I'm going to show you how to do everything: add in music, speed things up, fade things out, and all that sort of jazz. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, well, first you're going to want to have your battle video, however the hell you record it. I don't really care. I use my iPhone and Nike shoebox, and so it doesn't have the best quality, but you know, it works for me. So first you want to get your shit onto this thing, and so I like to keep my things pretty organized. So, well, first you go to import media, and then you go into the folder that has your stuff. So on this, I call it unedited battles. So on this, I'll be carrying the battle that I'm about to edit, as well as this is where I hold my background. So we're gonna just import your video as well as your background. So the first thing you want to do is you're gonna take your background and just drag that right into the right into track 1. And for the dimensions, you're gonna go down to fixed sizes, the YouTube and the screencast option. That's just the one I like, and I have this thing fitted to my screen, but if your background's too small or too large, Camtasia is awesome. You can downsize or make it bigger and whatever else to make it fit your screen. So I'm just gonna drag this out a little bit, and I'm gonna pull this back so it shows more of the minutes of the track. And next thing you want to do is just add in you're gonna add in the movie or your video. So next you want to crop down your video so that you get rid of most of the black surrounding, if you have to deal with that. If you have something like the capture card, then you're a lucky bastard, and I would really love to use it. So anyways, I'm just trying to get as much black stuff out as possible, not being racist or anything, and that you're just trying to get that out, and without getting rid of any of the actual video. So next you're just gonna size that down a little bit, and you just want to make this fit into the box in which the actual battle video is showing. So, and do it in a way so there's no jagged edges sticking out or anything. So it's gonna look like that. And sometimes my video quality isn't the greatest. Like this one's and it looks a little weird, but sometimes that just happens because I am recording with a phone. And so now we've got this, and first thing you want to do is look at what Pokemon are there, and then be able to import all the sprites. So what I use for sprites is the Pokemon X and Y sprites. So, and if you want to find that, you can just go on to Google Images, and what I do is, and let's just say we want a Murkrow. So I just type in Murkrow Pokemon X and Y sprites Cerebi, because Cerebi has like the sprites, and right here you'll have the sprite that would show up in the game, and from there you can just right click that and go save image as, and I have all my sprites in something called Finish Sprites, and from there you just save it in here and title it as Murkrow. I already have that in there, so it doesn't matter, and I have every single Pokemon that I think would be of competitive use, and whenever I see something new, I'll just go ahead and add it in. But it probably took about an hour to get everything in here, but for convenience, it's really handy instead of just going and getting 6 to 12 new Pokemon every single time you record. So next now we're gonna import everything, and go into your finished sprites, and I just go and start rattling stuff off. So I've got my Rotom, and I import that, Slacking, and Hariyama, and a lot of this stuff takes a little time. It usually takes me about an hour to completely finish editing this with everything. So I'm just gonna cut this out, and we'll have all of our Pokemon. Okay, so now I have all the sprites that are in this battle up onto my image clip bin. So now the next thing I like to do is just edit this raw video file. So what I like to do is I want about a minute to a minute and a half of just this screen so I can do my kind of intro and stuff like that. So I've got a ton of this at the end, because usually I'll just set it and forget it and that's it. And so I'm just gonna take like a minute of this, so from about 9:30 to this 10:30 slot, I'll take that and just cut that out, and I'll drag it over here and bring that to the beginning. And if it's done right, you probably won't notice too much of a difference. There's a little jump between this and this, but it's not substantial. And the next thing is, if I put music over this, so I'm going to do separate video and audio, and we're just going to take the audio from this and delete it. If you have the game sounds, you don't have to do this, but I don't use the game sounds because it sounds all muffled, so I don't. And next thing is we're going to do is we're going to speed this up. So you right click it, go to clip speed, and this is a 9-minute video, so I'm going to go 125% faster, and usually if it's over 10 minutes I'll do around 150% speed, and if it's under 10 I'll go 125, just so they're within 10 minutes of time. So now you've got this, and now we're just going to start the battle. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip right to the spot where the battle begins. And to make this look as sleek as possible, I'm going to be putting Pokemon in as they appear. So the first Pokemon is going to show up here, it's going to go here, and then so on. So I think it looks slicker. So it's going to lead off with Pinsir, and kind of my timing is once they land on the field of play, that's kind of when I start putting them up. So here I'm going to drag in my Pinsir, and I'm just going to pull this all the way to the end, and now I'm just going to size it to a point I like, put it in this first box, and then we're just going to crop it down so we've got just a portion of the actual Pinsir. And once you get a couple of these going, it'll give you parameters that'll just auto lock pretty much, which makes this a little bit easier. So now we've got this right here, and now what I'm going to do is split this right here when they come out, and near the end I'll show you why. So now it goes out, and I lead off my Rotom. So now I'm going to put that there, and we're going to need 12 tracks. So we need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So one track for each Pokemon. And so now we're going to so now I'm going to just drag the Rotom in and do the same exact thing as I did last time. Put it there. Gonna edit this. Gonna size it up to a point that I like. And then I'm just gonna crop out whatever is not in the picture. And that's just kind of how it goes. And it just kind of makes it look good. This is what Pimp Knight does, and I tried to mirror how I do it after him, and I just think it looks sweet, nice and slick. So we're just going to continue along with this, and so now here he goes into Espeon, and obviously we're going to just go ahead and do that. So going to continue doing this and until our entire thing is filled. And so I'm just going to cut to where we have every single Pokemon has been put in here and edited, and then I'll show you how to edit the deaths and stuff like that. So hold on. Okay, so now I have all the Pokemon in the right place. So usually what I would do is I would edit the deaths as I go along, but for this I'm not going to do it that way. So now the next thing we do is the reason we make all these cuts, and oh, whoops, I forgot to edit in where my Seviper came. So you get to see, and this video is gonna come in after I post this battle, so I'll leave a link in the description to see this battle. So I forgot to put in the cut for Seviper there, but it's important. So now we've got all these Pokemon lined up, and now we're gonna take our cursor and line up to the point where the intro goes into the actual battle, and now we're going to hit Command A, which is going to select everything, and then hit the cut button. So now we delete the portion that's in between that goes in between the intro part and when they show up. So in this battle, my Chime Echo never appeared, so after the intro, she completely disappears. So now we delete this, and now as the Pokemon comes in, you'll see the Pokemon appear, and I'm just gonna play you a little bit portion to show you what I mean. So now there's just forgot to delete the Espeon, and so yeah, now just watch. So the battle's gonna come up, and now it's gonna send out the pincer, and once it lands, boom, there you see the pincer come in, then the Rotom comes in, and so on. So now I'm going to show you how to edit the deaths, and this is perfect timing because this Espeon dies pretty much right away. So once the just watch as my Rotom destroys this Espeon, and now it's dead. Okay, so the timing here is once that side's completely gone, the second everything is gone, you want to pause it, and now you're going to hit the split button, and there's two things you're going to do. First of all, you're going to want to, you should have transitions already here, and you're going to want to go into more and click on visual properties, so you have transitions and visual properties here. And now now you've made this cut and on here, so you're going to hit the fade button, and then you're going to go into visual properties and select the portion where after the fact that it's dead, and you're going to go into visual properties, opacity, and you're going to change the 100% into 30%. And so now you're going to see this, it's going to fade in from that 100% opacity into the 30%, just like that. So now you see the Espeon is all, you can see it, but it's not there, indicating that it has been fainted. And that is how you that's how you do that. And one more thing, we're gonna, at some point this pincer mega evolves, so I'm gonna swap into get to that, yeah, right here. So we're gonna have see this pincer mega evolve, and right here we're gonna make a cut, and we are going to use the pixelate and put it here. And now we're going to get rid of this part since it's now mega evolved, and we are going to go into our clip bin and find our mega and just take it into that spot. So, and now obviously we're going to resize it to our liking, and then we're going to clip it down so that it fits within the box. And come on, work. So, and sometimes there's a little bit of black space left, and it's hard to get exactly right, but I try my best. So, okay, that when it goes over, it looks a little worse than when there's just a little bit of blackness there. So now we'll just go back here, and as this, you'll see as the mega evolves, it's gonna just do a little pixelate thing into the mega pincer, as you see right there. And that is pretty much how you do the deaths and the mega evolution. So just remember, for the deaths, we'll find another case like right here with Meganium. We'll find that spot, and this thing's gonna kill us with a quick attack. And yeah, so Solarsaur faints. Once there's no light left there, you're gonna split it, go into your transitions, you're gonna take fade, drag it into this spot, and you're gonna go into visual properties, select only the spot that's after the death, and it's the one to the right of the cut, and you're gonna make that opacity from 100% to 30%. And so now so it's really simple, and the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. And now so once you completely edit this, there's only two more things you have to do. So next thing is I'm going to add in my music, and if you don't do this, you can just ignore this, but so what I like to do is I use Glitch City's Pokemon remixes, and I just choose a couple random ones, and so you're going to want to be in the clip bin, and I just have a spot in my iTunes. And so you can just get these by either downloading them. I think she puts a link in her description, or what I do is I just go to youtubemp3.com, and you can do it there. And once you get this, once you get whatever thing you're going to do, you're going to want to right-click it and create an MP3 version, and you have to have an MP3 version to work in there. So it'll take just a couple seconds, and they'll give you that little do-do-do sound. So now you're just gonna take a couple battles, or a couple different songs. I'm gonna go with the Viridian Forest remix, and the one that's under the first one is the MP3 version, and a bunch of other songs. So, and I'm gonna do that, and the Prince and Final Battle music, and I think that should it. So if they're MP3 files, they should be here in the audio, and then you just drag them in here. So what I like to do is I start the music I have the music going right after the intro begins, and yeah, so now you're gonna just have it here, and obviously you're gonna want to cut it down after the battle, because it looks kind of bad when you have a minute, like 30 seconds to a minute, or even longer of dark space. And now what we're gonna want to do is gonna click one of the songs, go to the audio setting, and we're gonna click enable volume leveling, and we're gonna do that with both of them. And on this one, first we're gonna fade it out so it just kind of fades out at the end, and then we're gonna just hit the volume down button a bunch of times and make sure they're at the same volume. And the reason we have it so low is because we just want this as background music to make the actual commentary a little more lively sounding, and we don't want this to overpower what you're actually saying, because then you can't really, what you're saying is just going to get muffled, and you won't be able to hear what really matters, which is the commentary. And I just think that having a little music at the end makes the battle a little more enticing. So we are almost done, and oh yeah, and also you make sure to wait, never mind. Forget what I said. So now I'm just going to finish editing this, and then I'm going to record it and show you what to do at the end. So I'll just be back once I'm done editing and narrating. Okay, so I haven't recorded this battle yet, but it is completely done being edited as of things dying and getting faded out and all that. So I'm just going to show you how to... I was just checking if that was paused or nothing. I'm just going to show you how to get to the voice narration, but first of all, I'm just going to save this and name it Battle 31, and that just kind of lets me know what it is. And now you're just going to go into more, and there should be a setting called voice narration, and the reason why I save it here is sometimes my Camtasia kind of freezes, and sometimes it'll close, and now from here you'll just hit the start recording button, and then you record. So I'll just record it and show you how to finish up. Okay, so now I have done everything. The battle is now all narrated, and I'm just good to go. So now, as you see, this is the track that I narrated on, and there's a bunch of extra space here which is just this screen. So now, you just go to the end of your video, and you're just going to click the Control A again, and you're just going to hit that split button. So now you're just going to go and start deleting stuff. And just so at the end it doesn't, so you don't just have a bunch of stuff hanging around with no sound or anything for a couple minutes, because I think I've done that before and it just looks sloppy. So we're going to just delete all of this shit, and so if you do this right, there's a Rotom left. If you do this right, you should, at the end of your narration, you should have just a black screen. And now on to the actual voice editing. So now we're going to edit the audio, and I'm going to click the enable volume leveling, and we're going to turn this our voice up just to make sure that it's much more distinct over the actual music. And I'm also, because I usually have a lot of background kind of I have like a bunch of feedback, like that little in the background, and that sounds kind of bad. And so just hit the enable voice removal, and that's gonna do its best to get rid of some of that. And sometimes it'll make your voice sound a little weird sometimes. So always make sure to just be sure that it doesn't sound weird. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of this and make sure it doesn't sound like I'm in a pool or something. So what is going on, guys? Mr. Marco here bringing so that sounds fine. And yeah, so once you are done editing this, all you have to do is click the produce and share button, and you just produce it as an MP4, hit next, and I title this Pokemon XY NU Wi-Fi Battle, and I'll just do 31 versus this guy's name was Rick, and he was just a passerby, so it didn't matter what it was, so I didn't know what his name is. I don't think I've ever had a passerby battle actually come to one of my vids, and I'll just give it some name. It's hard to think of nicknames or names for videos on the spot. I'm just gonna go with NU Pones OU, because that's what happened in this video. There's only a couple OU pokes, but still, it was good. And had a bunch of RUs and UUs too. So next, you're just gonna hit enter, and that's gonna finish it. And now it's gonna render your project, and based on the project size and all the crap you put in there, it's gonna take a while. So this is probably gonna take around like half an hour, 20 minutes, somewhere in there. But that's it. Once you are finished rendering, you just go up to YouTube, hit the upload button, and you upload it and put all the stuff you want. And if you can't figure that out, you probably shouldn't be doing this for a living or a hobby or anything. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this. I really hope that I helped you guys out if you want to learn how to do this or just become a little better at video editing. So make sure to give this a thumbs up. If you have any friends that want to know how to do this, just bring them to this video, and it should help. And I really hope that this helps you out, because I don't want you guys to see all my followers, but I always like seeing more people get into this, because Pokemon is one of the greatest things of all mankind. And yeah, so thank you for watching this, guys, and I don't think I'll be doing another one of these kind of things for a while. But if I do, I will, I'll upload it, and hopefully it'll be helpful. So yeah, thanks for watching, and Merc out.